Welcome viewers, you're watching NewsX and I'm Vaishali Kohli. Today we're talking about a film that has not even released yet, but is already shaking up the entire Bollywood business. And no, this is not just another big budget movie story. This is about money on a scale Indian cinema has never seen before. Because Nitesh Tiwari's Ramayana is now at the center of what many insiders are calling the biggest film business negotiation in Bollywood history. Just listen to these numbers that I've put together for you carefully. The makers are reportedly asking for around 450 crore, not for the entire film viewers, not for worldwide rights, but only for the Hindi theatrical distribution rights of Part 1. Can you imagine that? Yes, 450 crore just to distribute the film in Hindi theatres across India. And suddenly, every major player in the film trade is watching very closely. According to trade reports, some of the Bollywood's biggest distribution houses, including Dharma Productions, AA Films and Pen Studios, are all in discussions with producer Namit Malhotra. And the reason this story is exploring today is because of one simple question. Can any Indian film actually justify this kind of valuation? Now remember, the current benchmark in Bollywood trade circles is believed to be King, starring Shah Rukh Khan, whose distribution deal is reportedly valued at 250 crore. So if Ramayana closes even at 300 to 400 crore, it would still completely rewrite Bollywood economics. And the makers clearly believe this is not just a film. They believe this is an event, a global cinematic spectacle. And honestly, when you look at the scale, you begin to understand why. Now, the cast alone feels gigantic. Ranbir Kapoor as Lord Ram, Yash as Ravana, Sai Pallavi as Goddess Sita, and Sunny Deol as Lord Hanuman. That is already enough to create massive anticipation across audiences in North India, South India and overseas markets. But here is where the story becomes even bigger. Trade estimates are reportedly projecting domestic collections between 1,000 to 1,500 crore and worldwide gross estimates over 2,500 crore. Now think about that. Those are numbers usually associated with Hollywood franchise giants, not traditional Indian mythology adaptations. But the makers of Ramayana are aiming exactly there. In fact, the ambition here seems very clear. This is Bollywood attempting to build its own Lord of the Rings style global franchise rooted in Indian mythology. And perhaps the boldest number of all is the reported total production budget, which is 4,000 crores. Yes, you heard that right. 4,000 crores is what I just said. Now that makes Ramayana potentially the most expensive Indian film project ever attempted, and because the investment is so enormous, every single revenue stream now matters. Which brings us to another explosive part of the story, streaming rights. Reports suggest that Netflix had offered around 700 crore for the digital rights of both parts combined, and reportedly the offer was rejected. Why, you may ask? Because the makers are said to be targeting nearly 1,000 crore for digital rights alone. That tells you just how aggressively this project is being positioned in the market, and there is more. The makers are reportedly considering a phased strategy, meaning Part 1's rights may be sold first, while the valuation for Part 2 could increase dramatically if the first film becomes a blockbuster. Essentially, the producers are trying to create a Marvel-style scalable business model, and the international ambitions are equally massive. There are reports that Warner Brothers could handle distribution in North America, while China Film Group may help promote the film in China. Now, what is the target, you may ask? a release across more than 42,000 screens globally, dubbed in over 45 languages. This is not just a Bollywood release strategy, that is global franchise planning. And now the industry is split into two camps. One side believes Ramayana could become India's biggest cinematic achievement ever. The other side is asking whether expectations and valuations are becoming dangerously inflated. Because let's be honest, a 4,000 crore investment means the pressure is absolutely enormous. The visual effects must work. The storytelling must connect emotionally, the performances must deliver, and perhaps most importantly, audiences must feel this is more than just a spectacle. It has to feel epic, it has to feel spiritual, it has to feel emotional, and if it succeeds, Indian cinema may enter an entirely new business era, because Ramayana is no longer just being treated like a film, it is being treated like an ecosystem. A franchise, a global IP, a theatrical event, and possibly Bollywood's most ambitious gamble ever. The big question today is very simple. Will Ramayana become India's cinematic greatest triumph, or is it a risky bet? Now, to answer that question, we'll have to wait a little bit till the film, of course, releases. But in the meantime, viewers, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned to NewsX for more news and updates.